Well, here we go, folks. My first cooking video. And I can see my camera's a little bit off, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit so that you can see me as well as what I'm cooking. There we go. I'm going to make my basic cobbler recipe, which everybody seems to love, but generally it's peach cobbler, but I'm going to make the cherry with white chocolate chip today. What I have here is a 1 bag of frozen sweet cherries that's been drained and thawed, and to it I'm going to add 1 can of cherry pie filling. This is the Pampered Chef can opener, smooth edge can opener. It's the new one. Slap it on, give it a turn. It grabs and opens the can. Very compact, no need to open and close. Once you get all the way across, you give it a half a turn back. Just get the nifty little pinchers. Reach down, grab the lid, pull it clear. Over there we go. Here I have a Pampered Chef bamboo spoon. We're gonna add the cherries to the cherries. As you can see, it's quite thick, a little bit thicker than what you actually would want it for the cobbler, because you want a thin juice that's going to mix with the batter as everything bakes and comes up. So what we're going to do is thin it out a little bit with some Ameretto. I don't measure, I'm not a measurer, probably a good shot or so, good ounce and a half of Ameretto, and give it a nice stir. I get the sweet cherries mixed with the pie cherries. What you're looking for as you mix this fruit, the original recipe was a peach cobbler that's made with canned peaches with the heavy syrup. So you're looking for a consistency of the heavy syrup that you get with canned peach. And this one needs a little more booze. So in goes a little more booze. Give that a stir. The oven right now is preheating to 350 degrees. I've pre-arranged my ingredients so that the video is not so long. There we go. The fruit looks good. So we're going to set the fruit aside. Then we're going to take our Pampered Chef batter bowl. And into the batter bowl, we're going to go with 1 cup of white granulated sugar and a 1.5 cups of self-rising flour. We're going to give that a toss with our Pampered Chef mixing scrape. Toss them all together. To that, we're going to add 2 eggs. Keep the paper towel around. Two eggs. The eggs help hold the batter together as it bakes and rises through the fruit. Give those eggs a little chop, get them started in there. Now, we have a cup of milk. What I do is pour most of the milk in and give it a stir, because what you're looking for is a batter that's a little bit thicker than, say, a pancake batter or a waffle batter, but not quite a dough. As you can see, I'm using the Pampered Chef batter bowl, which has its accompanying lid. So if I end up with too much batter, I can just put the lid on it, save it for the morning, and make some pancakes. They'll be a little on the sweet side, but they'll be good. We're gonna give this batter, can you see that? That's a pretty good consistency for the batter. Now, this is the base batter for all of the fruit cobblers you can use. So we only use probably about 3/4 cup of milk. You can use this batter recipe for all of the different cobblers, for any fruit you want, blackberries, peaches, any fruit that you like. Another thing that I like to do to the batters, depending on the fruit that I'm using, is to add a little bit of aromatic. In this, I'm going to add a little bit of ground clove. Just a pinch of ground clove because it's really, really strong. Give that a mix. And another thing that I like to do with this fancier cobbler, I'm going to give the batter a good stir again, is I'm going to add some classic white chocolate baking chips. So we're going to have a cherry cobbler with Ameretto and chocolate white chocolate. Maybe about a third of the bag. You want enough chocolate to make it delicious, but not so much that it's a chocolate chip cookie dough. Now, that's about it. This is the most basic, easy cobbler in the world to make. What I have here is a stick of melted butter. I prefer real butter. You can use margarine. Now, this is the 9-inch square baking stone from Pampered Chef. This particular one's about 25 years old. In we go with the melted butter. Okay, melted butter. This is a microwave gripper from Pampered Chef. It's the coolest thing in the world to keep you from burning your hands as you grab a hot dish out of the microwave. Now, batter's ready, fruit's ready. In on top of the butter goes the batter. What you're looking for is for the batter and butter to not be much more than a quarter of a way up the side of the pan, because this is going to rise quite a bit as it cooks. And you don't want to have a horrible spill in your oven, otherwise you'll end up having to clean the oven again. Now, batter sits on top of the butter, no mixing. Fruit, give it another stir, make sure the Ameretto's mixed in nicely. Now what we're going to do is lay this fruit gently on top of the batter. Just give it a little shake, almost like you're trying to dust the batter with the fruit. And again here, what we're looking for is for the pan to be just short or right at half full. That way you don't get the horrible bake-over mess. You can always use a cooking sheet underneath your baking pan to keep you from getting a terrible mess. So I'm going to keep going. I work my way around from the outer edge to the inside, trying to get the fruit nice and even throughout the dish. That way, even though my wife's favorite part is the crust, I like to make sure that somebody gets a little bit of fruit with each serving. So I'm going to have a little bit of fruit left over, which is okay because my wife Karen will slop it on top of her cobbler when it's done, and then she'll cover it all with a little bit of whipped cream and eat it. So now what you have, I don't know if you can see it very well, you should be able to see it well, is fruit that started to settle into the batter, and the batter's sitting on top of the butter, and the butter's starting to puddle. I'm going to take this, put it in the oven to bake for around 45 minutes or so, and then I'll get back to you when it's done.